studio for you guys. If you're stuck at home or sitting at a laptop all day and you just want to kind of move a bit and activate your body. So we'll be doing a bit of mat Pilates. Gundi will be doing modifications so that if you are pregnant or recently postpartum, you can do what she's doing. If you are doing deep ab work, you can do what I'm doing, but most of it will be the same. So here we go. We are just going to start in a seated position. You can be on your knees. If this is not comfortable, you can also take a cross-legged seated position, sit up on a blanket, anything that's comfortable. And then just interlace your hands here. Take a deep breath in. As you exhale, flip your palms, push them forward, and just round your spine here. Getting some length through the whole back of your body. Tailbone curling forward, ears lengthening gently away from the shoulders. And then inhale, drop your tailbone down and lengthen up through the sides of your body, pushing your palms out to the side. Take an easy back bend here, just keeping your chest soft as your collarbones peel open. And then again, exhale, take the hands forward, lift your belly up and away from your legs, rounding here through the upper, middle, and lower spine, pulling the shoulder blades apart. And then again, inhale, take the arms all the way up, opening the collarbones. And then we're just going to take this into a circle. So you'll take it over to the left, and then just drop your arms forward here, over to the right, and back up. And just take a couple of times, and you can make this a lot smaller, you can make this a lot bigger. Just kind of take the range of motion that feels really useful for your body. And focus a little bit on getting the upper back really moving. So the thoracic spine, the sort of middle and upper part of your torso where the rib cage is. And we're gonna just reverse and go in the other direction. So breathing deeply into the sides of the body, the back of the body softening the throat, letting the ears separate from the shoulders here a little bit, just getting some movement. One more circle in this direction. Breathing deeply. And then just release your hands down. Interlace your hands behind your back, broaden your collarbones. Give yourself a little stretch as you lift your chin up. And just make sure that the ribs aren't flaring too much. So you can kind of soften the skin of your chest down and away from your neck here. And then gently roll the ear over to one side, back to center. Keeping the back of the neck long, not collapsed, over to the other side. And then back to center, and then release. So we're gonna come to all fours, and just turn so that your right side body is facing us. Spread out your hands really, really wide. Try to push down into the tips of all of your fingers, and then the triceps, the bony part of your elbow, are gonna wrap back to face your hips. Let's just mobilize a little more. So lift the tail, send the top of your sternum forward and up. Keep the front ribs lightly hugging in. Inhale here. Exhale, push your thumb pads down to the floor. Sink them through the earth as you hook your belly up and away from the mat. Give your head a little shake. Really broaden your collarbones here. Press the feet down, and we'll just take that 2 more times. So as you cat-cow, you're really thinking about increasing the distance. Exhale to round between your tailbone and the crown of your head as you move in both directions. One more set. Exhale, lift the belly up, push the floor away. And then find yourself in a neutral position here. From here, we're going to tuck the toes and then see how you go. So then as you modify, just exhale, lift the hips up and back. And you can hold for as long or as short as you like here. You might shift the hips side to side. Take a deep breath in, feel the sitting bones up and away from the backs of the knees. And then just release the knees down here. Good. And then we're just going to cross the legs. Flip your feet around in front of you. And then you're going to sit up really tall on your sitting bones. So move your glute flesh out of the way. And then bring your hands behind your knees here. Roll the collarbones super wide, elbows wide. Take a deep breath in, and then as you exhale, peel your belly away from the tops of your thighs. Keep all 10 of your toes on the ground. And then pause. So if you are modifying like Gundi, just make sure that you're not going so back that you feel any sort of deep strain in the center of your abdomen. You can focus a little bit more on doing some lat and arm work here. So really plugging your armpits down. Exhale, pull the belly back to roll forward and lengthen all the way up through the spine. Again, inhale here, exhale, round. Keep the feet super heavy. Again, Gundi's focusing on drawing her armpits down away from her ears. Exhale, come all the way up and in. If you are doing deep ab work, you take your arms off. Inhale to prepare. Exhale, really slide the tailbone forward to the backs of the legs. Really look at your big toes here. Make sure that they're super grounded. You can go as far back as you can without feeling strain in your lower back and without those feet coming off the floor. Exhale, roll all the way forward, all the way up. And we'll just take a couple more. Exhale, rolling back. Freeing the ears away from the shoulders here. The brain is light, floating up to the sky. Exhale, come forward. Inhale to prepare. Just 2 more here. So exhale, rounding. Wide collarbones here. Belly lifting up and in. Exhale, come forward. Inhale, sit up nice and tall. And round. Good. So if you're modifying here, you keep the hands behind you. You keep the armpits engaging down. And you just take a little bit of mobilization. So just kind of moving your ribcage around, finding space in the back of your body, and then you can take a few more sets. If you are doing deep ab work, stay here. You're going to inhale, lift your right arm up. Exhale, place it down. No change in the pelvis. So both hips stay really heavy on the mat. Inhale, left arm up. Exhale, bring it down. Just take 1 more, right arm up, left arm up, and hold. Good. From here, Gundi's going to go back to those lat pulls, so rounding and then pulling forward and up with the arms. And if you are doing deep ab work, just see how low you can go without your shoulders creeping up towards your ears. You just hold for 10, 9, feet are heavy, 8, 7, center of the abdomen slicing back through your spine into the wall behind you, 4, collarbones wide, 3, 2, and 1. Exhale, come all the way up. From here, sweep your butt forward and just lie down on your back. So you can roll to one side and come down. Good. And then if you do have a ball or a yoga block at home, you can pop one in between your thighs here. It's not required. Arms are long by your sides, collarbones are open. Take a moment to really spread your feet. Feel your metatarsals plugging down into the floor. So not your toes, but the space of the ball of your foot. And then as you exhale, you're going to roll your tailbone forward to the backs of your knees and really pull your feet down and back towards your shoulder blades as you roll up into a bridge. From here, just take a moment to really check for almost a plank-like alignment. So hips are in between the shoulders and the knees. Take your hands to your pelvis. See if you could maybe roll your tailbone a little further away from your shoulder blades and the front of your pelvis a little further in towards your nose. Really lengthen here. Shoot your knees away from you. Deep breath in. And then as you exhale, peel your spine down, 1 vertebra at a time. If you're squeezing something, really squeeze it. Inhale at the bottom. And then exhale, you go again. So rolling forward and up, peeling, 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 peeling. Really thinking about the bottoms of your glutes pushing up into the tops of your thighs. And then roll yourself back down 1 vertebra at a time. And you just continue here, rolling up and down at your own pace. And if you are pregnant, just check that you feel okay being on your back. Because we're rolling up, we're taking weight off the pelvis pretty immediately. But if this for any reason doesn't feel good, you can always come up to stand and do a couple of parallel squats. Good, and then we're just going to come up and stay here. So rolling up to the bridge. And then see as you sink the feet down, if you can just press the sitting bones up into the back of the legs. So you can really actually feel underneath that hamstring glute connection. Make sure it's firm. Also maybe feel around your sacrum, the bottom of your lower back, that you're not gripping there. That should feel really wide open and soft. And then from here, we're going to float the arms up. You can always bring to the floor, bring them back to the floor if you need more support. The chest is soft and open, the neck is long. Send the sitting bones up a little higher. And then we're just going to inhale, release them ever so slightly. Sink the feet down, exhale, press them back up. Little pulse. Inhale, down, exhale, lift. Inhale, down, exhale, lift. So as you pulse up and down, you want to think about that tailbone reaching further and further towards the backs of the knees with every lower and lift. You want to allow the collarbones to melt open. Exhale, lift. You want to feel the inner and outer heels sinking down. All 10 of your metatarsals, so the balls
really rooting through the floor. Pull the heels backwards without moving the feet every time you lift up to really get the hamstrings involved. We're gonna hold in 4, 3, 2, and 1. So exhale, hold it up. If you have something between your legs, give it another squeeze. From here, we're gonna peel the heels off the mat. Try not to adjust your feet at all. Really root down through the bases between the first and second toes. And then just lower the heels back down like you're moving them through mud. Inhale deeply, and then exhale, lift the heels back up. Like you're moving them through mud. Keep the sitting bones nice and high. Lower the heels down. You can always bring the arms back to the floor for support and lift the heels up. Keep it going. Good. So Libby's doing a really nice job of keeping her pelvis lifted. She's going to think of lifting her sitting bones up a little bit, tiny bit higher as her heels go down. That's when your pelvis is going to want to drop. Good. Yeah, that's the difference. Good. Keep breathing here. If your arms are down, you can push them into the floor. Only as long as you're not really forcing your chest forward to the ceiling. You want to keep this soft and neutral. Good. And down. You have 5. And down. Sitting bones coming up higher. 4. And down. Reach your tailbone away from your shoulder blades. And down. Last 2. And down. Final hold here. So lift up the heels and hold. And then the arms are up or down. It's totally up to you. One more time. Lengthen the tailbone away from the backs of the knees. Really find space and decompression in your lower back. And you're just going to pulse the hips up. Up for 8, 7, 6. Think of magnetizing your inner thighs towards one another. 5, 4, 3, 2. Lift up. Hold here. And then roll down through your spine. One vertebra at a time. And then depending on what you want to do, you can hug your knees into your chest. You can also already roll over to one side and come into either a child's pose or a downward facing dog, if that's better for you. Just a nice deep breath in here. Exhale it all the way out. And then I'm just going to set Libby up for a modification. We'll do some deep core work, but she obviously will not. So if you have a resistance band at home, you can do this with the band. You're going to place a band around your thighs. You also do not need the resistance band. And then we're also going to use weights. You don't need them. However, if you want the resistance in your hands, you can use a set of water bottles, or you can use cans of chickpeas or soup, or basically wine bottles. Yeah, anything that you have. Probably some empty wine bottles lying around. So go ahead and take the band around your thighs. And then you're going to come up to a kneeling position with the weights in your hands, or whatever you've got. And then as you come up, you can bring the toes together, the knees a little bit wider than the toes. Find a sense of lift through the bottom of the belly. The tailbone is heavy. Start with the hands here. And then as you inhale, you take the sitting bones back, hinge forward. So you're taking kind of a kneeling squat. That's it. So she's hovering her sitting bones off the heels. Hands can come to a prayer here. Find a sense of length through the spine, a sense of width in the back ribs. As you exhale, you're going to take the arms forward and out to the side. Not so far back that your ribs pop forward. So keep the hands just in front of your peripheral vision. Good. Inhale to come back. And then exhale wide as you come out. So that's what she's doing. You might be doing that. Otherwise, come down onto your back. Interlace your hands behind your head, elbows in your periphery as well. Deep breath in. Drop your back ribs into the floor. So all of this rib cage should be pressing down. Exhale, drive the belly back and away from the waistband of your pants. And float your knees to tabletop. From here, you're going to squeeze the legs together. Take a deep breath in as you exhale. Lift your head and shoulders off the mat. Stay here. Melt your head into your hands. Shoulders away from the ears. And then exhale. Slice the base of the sternum down to come up even higher. One more time. Inhale. Release the head into the hands. Exhale. Sink one more set when you're ready. If you're doing abs, continue with me. Exhale, curl your head and shoulders all the way off the mat. Inhale, head heavy. Exhale, come up higher. From here, you're gonna send your right leg long without the left knee coming any closer to your chin. Super important, keep this stacked. And then exhale, twist, right armpit to left hip. Keep the ears away from the shoulders on both sides. Inhale, come back to center, come down. Exhale, curl up, so slow, bit by bit. Send the left leg long, the right knee doesn't move. Head heavy in the hands, lift both shoulder blades up, take your left armpit to your right hip. And then inhale, rewind it, come in and come down. So we exhale over to the left, stretch the right leg, no change here. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, come up and over to the right. Inhale, back to center. Good, now keep going with the abs. If you're modifying to the high kneeling, you're gonna come back to your kneeling squat. So sending the hips back towards the heels with the tricep extension. So exhale, twisting up and over. Inhale back. Exhale up and over.
Sorry, kneeling squat.
So where you just were. You can do it with or without the band. With the arms. Coming back into your kneeling squat with the weights for the tricep extension. Okay. So Gundi's gonna come back into her kneeling squat, and she's just gonna take the arms back. So keeping the kneeling squat and pressing back. And pressing back. So just stay low. Pressing back. Pressing back. That's it. But a tiny bit off the heels. Good. If you're still doing the bicycle crunches, you're gonna hold over to the right and just pulse for 8, 7, 6. Breathing here. 5, 4, 3. Head is heavy. 2 and 1. 8 more. Switch to the other side. 6. Wait, 8. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Release. Come all the way in. Wherever you are, if you are doing the kneeling squat, you can take a child's pose. If you're here, you can take a couple circles with the knees. Just nice deep breaths. And then wherever you are, come up to an all-fours position. So you can take the band away. Good. You can definitely get a great workout without doing abs, as you guys can see. So from here, when you get to your all-fours position, just take a moment to really broaden the collarbones, push the floor away. You want to feel that the bottom of the rib cage is hugging back towards the bottom tips of the shoulder blades. Slowly take your right leg back and then lift it up to the ceiling, only as high as you can without any change in your spine here. So draw the lower back away from the floor, keep the collarbones wide, and stretch through your knee, flex your foot. From here, we're gonna exhale, curl the right heel towards your right sitting bone. As you do that, broaden the backwards further to the sky. Inhale, straighten the leg back out. We go again. Exhale to hamstring curl in. Push the floor away. Inhale to straighten back out. So as you go, notice your pelvis is really gonna wiggle out to the side. So Gundi is gonna make sure that she really draws her left sitting bone back, and she's really pushing up, 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 up. That's it, into my hand. So this back rib space stays really broad and really lifted towards the sky. And that's more important than how deeply you curl your heel in towards your butt. We're gonna pause with the curl here. Push the floor away, broaden your backwards to the sky. Really breathe into them. And then as if you were gonna punch a hole in the ceiling, you just press your heel up and up. Inhale, up and up. Exhale, up and up. Really think about the belly scooping up and away from the knee, lengthening back and out. You have 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Hold on 1. Lengthen the spine even more. From here, you're going to turn the knee out to the side and the heel slightly in. The heel stays behind your tailbone, and then you're just going to press the back of the knee up and slight release. Exhale, up and slight release. So again, as we work here, we want to make sure that we're not toppling the pelvis over to the side. Try to get an even sense of weight in both hands. Push up into right hand here. Good. Really spread the fingers, push into the pads of your thumbs. So you're really being super precise about how your upper body is working. Good. Really lift from the back of the knee. You have 8, 7, 6. You're really lengthening the spine. Even weight in both hands. 4, 3, 2. Lift it up. Hold it here. And just spiral your knee a little further up to the ceiling as you bring your right chest towards the floor. Lift, 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 lift. And then release. Come all the way down. Again, child's pose. Or if you prefer, downward facing dog. So this could be nice just to open up the hamstrings here, but it's definitely not required. If you're in downward facing dog, I would prefer that you bend your knees and look for length in the spine versus straightening the legs and rounding the spine. So just look for that really nice long A-frame. From here, we're just gonna come up. Before we do the other side of the all fours, we're just gonna do a bit of side leg series. So, again, if you have a band, definitely use it. If not, it doesn't matter, you're still gonna feel the work. So this time we're gonna place the band around the lower legs. And we're gonna come onto the left side. So you have a couple of options. You can just be lying down on your side like so, doing anything with your arm that feels comfortable. If you want to do a little work of shoulder stability on the supporting side, you can come up to your left forearm. So it's up to you, but your left side is on the ground. From here, you're going to bring your heels underneath your sitting bones, your knees slightly in front of you, and then really lift the waist away from the floor. So you can really feel almost like a side plank here if you're on your forearm. And if you're on your head, still think about drawing your right hip away from your right shoulder so that you could really let a little mouse pass underneath here. So we're gonna exhale and just lift the right leg off the left, flex the right foot, and exhale, drive it all the way down. And then from here, really feel that you're lengthening your head away from your foot, your heel away from your head. Pushing your heel as far out of the space of your mat as you can. And then inhale, bend the knee and come all the way back in. We go again. So exhale, straighten the leg out. Try to push your bottom leg into the floor a little bit for a counterbalance. Inhale, bend it in. Just take a couple more. If you're on your forearm, you might feel even more the tendency to collapse into the left shoulder and the left waist. So you want to really maybe use this right hand to encourage your left armpit to plug up into your side and away from the floor. We're going to straighten the leg and hold it there. Flex the foot even more. Daylight between all 5 of your toes. Lift up your waist, whether you're down on your side or up. Really pick up that waist. Push the heel further out, and then just take a little pulse. Up and down. Up and down. Check that you're breathing. Broaden the space between your collarbones so there's no tension through the neck and shoulders. Up and down. You're only going to lift up as high as you can without collapsing into that waist. So the movement of the leg shouldn't be moving your torso. How are we doing? Oh. And up, up, and down. You have 4. We're going to hold into 1. So exhale, hold it up. You're almost there. You're going to lift up a little higher and then make a little rainbow. Internally rotate your right foot, tap the toes to the floor. Keep your waist lifted. And then exhale, take it up and back. Find external rotation and tap your heel to the back corner of your mat. Up and forward. Keep breathing. Up and back. Collarbone is broad. Up and forward. Up and back. And again, try to draw your waist away from the floor. It might make it feel almost impossible to lift up your leg. That's good. You're doing it right. You have 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. We're going to hold it up one last time in the center. Reach the leg out longer. Lift it up a tiny bit higher. Hold for 4. Breathe. 3, 2, and 1. Release, release, release. Good. Give it a tap if you want. We will stretch after we do the second side. So take your band off. We just have that second all fours position to go. And if your wrists are sensitive, you can take this round on your forearms. You can also take this round on your fists, just making sure that you take all your rings off because otherwise it can get a little bit uncomfortable. So you decide the modification that you want. You can also switch between the 3 different arm options. And then from here, we take this time the left leg back. So you're gonna take the left leg back. Good. From here, really push the floor away. Try to find an even sense of weight in both of your hands. Libby's doing a super good job of keeping her shoulder blades flat on her back here as her chest presses away from the floor. And then really peel your outer right hip back so that your pelvis is evenly facing the ground. From here, exhale, curl your heel in towards your sitting bone. As you do that, broaden your ribs a little further away from the floor. Inhale, lengthen the spine as you take your leg back. Again, you exhale, push the floor away, draw the belly up and in as the front of the thigh stretches. Really hook your right sitting bone back. And as you continue, see if you can find an even sense of weight in both of your hands. It might feel very obviously different. It might not, so just check and see what you're feeling. See if you can take the base of your rib cage and hug it up into the bottom tips of your shoulder blades a little more. Chest is wide. Collarbones are wide, you're breathing. When was the last time you took a real breath in and out? And then the next time you curl in, you're gonna pause. So curl in and pause. Push the floor away and just start your little pulses. Good, like you're just trying to chip this, a little hole in the ceiling. Very, very accurately drilling deeper and deeper and deeper. See if you can wrap your triceps back a little more, broaden your collarbones, and feel the inner edges of your shoulder blades spreading apart here. Keep breathing. Belly comes up and away from your thigh. We hold in 4, 3, 2, exhale. Press and hold on 1. So this can get a little tricky here. Make sure that the weight doesn't fall all the way over to the right. You're going to turn your left knee to the side, but you're going to try to keep your left hip bone facing the mat. Right sitting bone hooks back, and then you exhale, lift, slight release. Lengthen the spine, lift, slight release. Keep going. Really think of pushing the top of your other foot down into the floor, but he's doing a great job of that. And then see if you can try not to open so far that your right side body falls to the mat. Good. I know it's a lot to ask. You're almost there. You're at 8, 7. Keep breathing here. The torture does not last forever. 4, 3, 2. Lift and hold. Hold, hold, hold. Lift the knee a little higher. Drop the heel into the midline. Pull your waist away from the mat. And then release. Take a moment of rest. So if you're taking child's pose, the knees could be together, they could be wide. Make space as feels good. If you're taking downward dog, again, really reach the sitting bones up and away from the backs of the heels. Nice deep breaths here, broaden the shoulders, find length on the sides of the body. And then release. So we come over to the left side now. Band goes on the shins. This is basically it, so you're almost done. Make sure the band is low enough on the shins that when we do those presses, that it doesn't roll up to your knees or past your knees. So again, heels underneath the pelvis. You can be down all the way on your side. You can be up on your forearm. Either way, take a moment to draw your left hip as far away from your head as you can so you really feel this lift of the waist. And then from here, exhale, lift, flex the left foot, and drive it all the way down. Good to press the right foot down onto the mat here. And then see if already you collapsed a little bit into that right shoulder and try to open it up. Broaden the armpit, lift the side body up and in, and then we inhale, bend, and then exhale, straighten. So slow and controlled. I'm way less concerned with how high your leg is here. I'm way more concerned with how much length you're finding. So really drive your heel out to the center of the room or towards the wall next to you, whatever's there. If you're doing this without the band, you might get a little bit higher, but still that doesn't mean we're going for lift of the leg and drop of the waist. So lift the waist up and then really work like you're moving through mud here. Drive the heel out and resist it back in. Waist is lifted. We're gonna hold it out in the next one, and you just lift up a little and down a little. Good. Up a little and down a little. This will tend to result in some movement in the waist. If this is happening, less work is happening in your glute med and min and the muscles that take your leg out to the side, the part of your hip complex that supports as you stabilize and walk around in the world. So just make sure that you're really lifting up the waist. You're just moving from here. You're going to lift it up and hold it. Little rainbow's almost there. So lift up, tap the toe, slight internal rotation. Lift up, tap the heel, slight external rotation. As you go forward and back, again, check in with your waist, broaden that collarbone, and make sure that when you externally rotate, this hip isn't rolling all the way back. So we keep the left hip really pressing forward. See if you can use your exhales to gently gather your belly in and back away from the floor. You have 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lift it up, hold it. Final push here, lift, 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 lift. Reach out through your heel, and then release. Whew, good. Give it a little tap. Take off your band if you had it on. And then we will have 2 options to stretch. So if you prefer not to lie down on your back, you can take a figure 4 stretch upright like this. It's also nice because you can broaden your collarbones. Let's do the right leg first. So right ankle over the left knee. And you can start out pretty far. Bend the knee slightly if you can, so lean back on your hands. Good. Really flex the right foot. Good. And then you can kind of bend the knee and come as far forward as you would like. There you go. Good, until you feel the stretch in the right hip. If you prefer, come down, do a figure 4, so you thread the hands underneath the thigh or over the shin. Either one is fine with me, but make sure that both hips are really evenly anchored down into the mat. And then for anyone doing either version, think of pressing the right knee away from your right shoulder a little bit. Yes. Good, so deep breath in, just rolling and melting the shoulders away from the ears. Exhale it out. And then when you're ready, just change sides. So release through the leg. If you're up, you just take one leg down, give it a little shake, bring the other leg up, really flex the foot, and then you are really in control of how deep you come. The closer to your leg you go, the deeper it is. Otherwise, if you're on your back, take your figure 4, really melt both sitting bones wide and down into the floor. Nice deep breath. Really think of your breath entering the back of your left hip, your left glute area, spreading the musculature around your sitting bone. Exhale it out. If you're on your back and you plan to do one last bit of deep core work, go ahead and straighten your legs. If you're there, place both feet down. You're just going to take a little stretch through the chest. So opening up the chest probably really needs it. And if you're down, you can go ahead and take a roll up. So inhale, reaching the arms back as you ground your ribs down. Drive your knees away from you. As you exhale, sink your belly back and away from your legs. Roll up and over your belly. And slowly, slowly, slowly come all the way up here. Good. And then release either one. Cross here. Come on to your hands and knees. And then we're just going to transition to stand in whatever way works for you. So you can either pop back onto your heels and come up into a little squat here and just take a final cat and cow. If you prefer to come through a downward facing dog and roll up, you would just do that. So walking the hands back to the feet, softening the knees, giving the head a little bit of a shake. And then wherever you are, start to make your way slowly up to a nice standing position. Give your shoulders a final little roll.